Hi there, this is Matt of State of Flux here with a review for the final Showa era film, sort of, Terror of Mechagodzilla. We'll get to that sort of next week, but Terror of Mechagodzilla is essentially the end of the Showa era of Godzilla movies, which means the end of their initial 15-film stretch. Now, Terror of Mechagodzilla is kind of a weird one, because as a movie with Mechagodzilla, it's pretty weak sauce. Mechagodzilla is a complete afterthought in this. His inclusion in the film truly just doesn't work. As a final installment of the initial Godzilla franchise, it also kind of doesn't really work. Godzilla's in it a decent amount, but not nearly as much as the villain monster, the freshly introduced, and to my knowledge the only inclusion of this character, Titanosaurus, who is a pretty cool monster. This might have been better if you stripped all of the Godzilla and Mechagodzilla, and certainly all of the alien stuff, I have to keep saying that, from the film. The alien stuff especially so doesn't work for me. What does work is this monster. He's pretty cool looking, he attacks the cities, he is a genuine menace, a genuine threat. What also works for me is that this is the first one since the first movie to have the mad scientist angle. There's a weird cyborg subplot of the film which independently all that stuff works. Its inclusion in a Godzilla movie where it had gone so cosmic and stuff like that makes it a little kind of like show-stoppy, and not in like a wow what a showstopper, more in the sense of like the show has stopped and we're watching this now for a little bit. It becomes Frankenstein. They don't mesh very well. The problem with this film is less the individual qualities the film has. Most of the film is filled with quality material. They just don't really mesh together well. It's taking 5 nails and trying to hammer them into a single hole. And that's this film's biggest problem. What works is Ishiro Honda has always, this is his final contribution to the Godzilla franchise. He, as he always has had a pretty solid scope to his movies. This film definitely handles large scope pretty well, even on a more or less shoestring budget. It works. And the monster arrivals, the introduction of Titanosaurus, of Godzilla, and of Mechagodzilla are all pretty darn strong. As I say, the biggest complaint I have with this film is Mechagodzilla is hardly in it, and when he is in it, he's completely superfluous to what's going on and unnecessary. Yeah, the fact that this was kind of what it all went out with, it does fizzle out into a rather than a grandiose explosion that some of the other finales would bring. This is, of the final finales of each of the eras, this is easily the weakest of the finales. Maybe not in terms of quality of picture, but in how it goes out. I feel like there was probably a designer yearned to make another one after this, but didn't really come to pass. And after watching the film, it's kind of understandable. It's not bad by any means, but it's middling at best. And yeah, its only real significance is that it was the end of an era. Moving on, we're going to move into the Heisei era. Even though Godzilla 1985, or The Return of Godzilla, is technically a Showa era film, it is the introduction of a whole new timeline of Godzilla films, so it's considered Heisei by most people's standards. It's been kind of like pulled into that set. So moving on, we are going to move into the Heisei era of films, and I'm excited most for these because these are the fewest that I've seen. I've seen the first two and the last one, and that's it. So there's a good chunk in the middle that I have not seen ever, and I'm really, really pumped to be able to do so. So let me know what you thought of Godzilla's first true era finale, even though like he's had other finales in the past with like Destroy All Monsters and stuff like that, but this is the first documented finale. Let me know what you thought of that, and let me know which Godzilla movie of the Showa era was your favorite. Assuming that it's Godzilla, tell me your second favorite. And let me know what your favorite is of the Heisei era moving forward. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Peace.